Hello there, kia ora. By now, you should have had one of these in your letterbox. It's the Electoral Commission, basically checking up that they've got your details right in the lead up to this year's local body election, which is now less than 6 months away. They do it now because, well, changing how local elections run is one of those seemingly impossible tasks for big government, so voting is still done by postal ballot. The Commission needs to know you live where they think you do so that they can send you the voting forms. And voter turnout, well, that's a big problem with local body elections. It's been trending downwards as we've moved further and further away from using tools like snail mail, which means two really shitty outcomes. First, those voter numbers are consistently going down and they keep sliding. Secondly, the fewer voters actually voting means that candidates don't need as many votes to be elected, just a really dedicated voting base to go out there and win. And there are groups which have, in the past, tried to capitalize on that. Remember when Voices for Freedom tried to game the last local body elections because they wanted to make the country ungovernable? Well, at that election, disinformation pushing candidates won about 24 elected positions. Now, voters have the right to vote for whomever they want, but it's unfair on voters for a candidate to hide their true ideologies and intentions and beliefs to win their votes. Voters can't make a properly informed decision when that happens, and they're hoping that the lower turnout means a better chance of being elected. In this election, well, we're seeing the same sort of things happen. Groundswell, that organisation in the South Island who pretends to care about farmers, has already started the recruitment process for candidates to run that would be supported by the group who say that they're not aligned with Voices for Freedom or conspiracy pushing groups, yet somehow always manage to end up in their content and with the people in those conspiracy groups at their events supporting them. Weird. Anyway, Groundswell is doing this and doesn't want the public to know which candidates they're backing. There's even a handbook doing the rounds within those disinformation communities written by Hamilton City Councillor Andrew Bidder. You know, the councillor who used those slurs about disabled people that he aimed at women in elected positions and then refused to apologise, justified his actions because of a 15-minute city conspiracy theory that he pushes. Same theory, actually, that was the one that he and Ryan Hamilton used as an excuse to attend a meeting where they issued execution writs to other city councillors, the groups in the meeting. Not those two individuals specifically, but they were there in the crowd. Yeah, that guy, Andrew Bidder, he's written a step-by-step guide on how to get elected as a disinformation peddling candidate by stacking public meetings, organising mass door-knocking output, and trying to get covert media coverage, all to raise their candidate's public profile, because he believes that's what voters actually vote on. Oh, and remember last election when media went door-knocking in Selwyn because they'd identified a Voices for Freedom linked candidate who denied that she was involved with them and refused to open the door? She got elected last time, and this time has started the recruitment process to get more like-minded people onto council. She's not alone either in being elected and looking to run again. There's the Waipa-based local board member who trusts doctors who claimed the missing Malaysian flight from before COVID-19 was part of a plan to force mRNA vaccines onto the population, and still posts daily about tyranny more than actual doctors. The council candidate in Upper Hutt who claims that both the Holocaust never happened and Hitler is Obama's grandfather. The Waikato councillor demanding that the Prime Minister only accept one Christian religion and stop saying things like Happy Mamadom to Muslims while spreading malicious lies about MPs based on Twitter reckons. The Northland Mayor who writes for NZCPR's website about how he can't be racist, he knows Maori people and they've just had too many free handouts. Or the one who is happy to jump onto a pro-Russian disinformation channel and pander to people who don't understand science and called for the execution of MPs at the illegal Wellington occupation. And while these are not candidates that I would vote for, as I said before, if the public vote for them with all the information on who they are and what they believe, well then that's how democracy works. But if they're voted in because the candidates hid their true intentions and beliefs, then that's not fair on voters or the people who can't vote who have to live with the decisions that these people make. If they're voted in because voter turnout is so low and they have a dedicated base of who support them, that sucks. But that's what happens when people don't vote. And the first step in fixing that problem of making sure good people are elected to local governance, Well, it's checking to see if you have this envelope in your letterbox, and if not, giving the Electoral Commission a call to fix that problem. Hey, thanks for checking out today's video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe so you get more updates as we go along and deal with these guys for the rest of the year.